Hello prep. Okay, so last week you should have made a little self-portrait of yourself with your whole body and cut it out like I did. If you haven't done that yet, pause this video, and what I would like you to do is quickly go make a self-portrait, a picture of yourself with lots of details from the top of your head to the bottom of your shoes. So you want to make sure that you've got your whole body in there. If you've saved your little self-portrait from last week like I did, we're going on to the next step. So for your art project today, what I would like you to do is pick your favorite place in your house. It could be your bedroom, your playroom, outside in the garden, wherever it may be. I want you to choose your favorite room and you're going to turn that room into an artwork. So you could draw it, you could paint it if you've got paint at home, you could use some collage where you cut out pieces of paper to make your work. There are lots of different ways you could do it. You can even combine some of those ideas together to make your artwork. I've decided that for mine, I'm going to pick this space, the lounge room which I'm in, and my desk, because that's my favorite place in my house. It's where I do all my drawing, it's where I make all these videos for you, and it's where I get to be creative. So this is my favorite space. And I'm going to use some drawing and some collage to make mine. Then, once I'm done, I'm going to put myself in it, and I think it will be really cute, okay? I'm going to show you some little things that you can do to make your favorite room in your house, give you some ideas, and then you can get started and have your own go. Yay! Okay, so like I said, my favorite room in my house is my desk, my workspace, and my arty area. So I'm going to start by making some colored paper. I don't have very much colored paper at home, so one of the things that I like to do sometimes is make my own. And what you can do is just grab some textures and just color your paper to make your own colored paper. So I'm going to make my chair out of this little bit because my chair is bright green. I might even chuck some other colors in there because it's actually a little bit darker than that actually. Make it a little bit more interesting. Back to my light green. And then I can use this paper, this colored in paper, just like I would with colored paper. So I'm going to make my little chair out of collage. Actually, maybe I need to make it a little bit bigger, so I'm going to color a bigger space. When I'm doing collage, I like to use just like the corner of my page, like I'm doing here, so that I don't waste too much paper. You know that when we're in the art room, any paper that we use, but that we don't use, we can put in a scrap paper box, and I have a scrap paper box at home as well for anything that I don't use. I think that will be enough for me to make my little chair. Next, I'm going to grab my little texture and I'm going to draw my chair that I sit on. And then I'll be able to cut this out and stick it on my artwork. Just need to color that little bit in. And then I can cut this out. Okay, so I'm going to make all of the parts of my desk, and then I'm going to come back and show you how I put it all together. Okay, so I've made all my different little things that I'm going to put into my favorite room. I've chosen to color things and cut them out and make a collage, but like I said, you can just draw straight onto your piece of paper if you want to. I just decided today that I was going to do something a little bit different. So I've made my desk with my computer, and this is all my art supplies that I keep in here, some little drawers. My little chair, I've got some pot plants that I've got, my little filing cabinet where I keep all my paper, and this is some more art supplies and my printer in this little cabinet. So I'm just going to push all of these to the side for the moment, and I'm going to get my big piece of A3 paper. Okay, so hopefully we can see all of that piece of paper. There we go, in the frame. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by putting down my desk. Now my desk goes over on the side a little bit over here. So I'm going to put my glue on the back of my desk, and because I've cut this out and there's some skinny bits, I need to be very careful. Okay, so I'm going to put my desk down because my desk goes up against the wall. Beautiful. And then the next thing I'm going to put in is my little chair. Now my chair is actually going to go over the top of this one because that's where it sits. So I'm going to put some glue on the back. Remember, you can draw or paint if you want to. This is just what I've chosen to do for today. So I'm going to put my little chair in front of my computer and my art supplies. That's where I'm sitting. That's my little spot in my house. And then the next thing is my cupboard. That sits right next to my desk, just here. I'm going to stick that down. And my little filing cabinet goes right on top of that. Then stacked up on here, I've got some plants. And I've even got a plant that sits in front of here. So I'm going to stick it over the top. That's one of the things I like about collage, is that I can put things over the top of each other and make lots of layers. I'm going to do the same thing up here, stick my little pot plant like that. That looks just like the area that I work in. This looks just like my favorite place. Then the other thing is I've also got some artworks on the wall. So I actually think that I'm going to draw those ones in. So I've got one that sits behind here in a nice white frame. And one that sits up behind here in a big black frame. And these artworks are both very, very colourful, bright artworks. The one behind my computer is actually an alphabet chart. So it's actually got all the letters of the alphabet on it. So maybe I will make sure I include that little detail in my drawing. It's got some white around it. A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N. I hope I don't run out of room. O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, squeeze it in, Z. They fit just. Okay, and the background on that one is yellow, but because I've just written with black pen, I'm going to come back to that. And then this one over here is just lots and lots of random colours all just blended together. So they're pinks and blues and purples in this one. So I'm going to mix my colours together a little bit. See if I can make it beautiful. Oh, and I forgot my little bit of purple. We'll sneak him in there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Just peel back my... That one's an abstract artwork. It's not really of everything. Now, hopefully this is dry enough for me to come back without ruining my letters. And I think it was almost ready. I think I was a little bit too quick. You can see that my black texture is mixing into my yellow a little bit there. But that's not too bad. So that's my room. Now, I've got to bring me back. So we made these little self-portraits last week, and we're going to do something a little bit fancy with these, okay? So what I want you to do is grab a piece of paper. I'm just going to use a little scrap that I already had. So this is a good size, this amount, for what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to chop it in half. So I had my nice long strip, and now I'm chopping it in half. Then what I want you to do is fold it in half. See how I folded it in half? And then do the same with the other one. Okay, so now you should have two little pieces folded in half like that. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. What I want you to do now is do another little fold, and then flip it and do another little fold up, so that you make kind of like a zigzag. I'm going to do the same thing. So I've got my open bit at the top. I'm going to fold one layer down, flip it over, my little open bit at the top, and fold another bit down. So now I've got two little zigzags. Okay, then I'm going to flip me over. Okay. Oh, I moved my little pot plant accidentally. I think that might need some more glue on it. And on one side of my little zigzag, I'm going to put some glue. And I'm going to stick that to the back of my head. And on my other little zigzag, I'm going to do the same. Just on one side, I'm going to put some glue. And I'm going to put that down near my legs. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is just on this side, and I'm going to be careful not to get any on the drawing of me. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue. So you can see that my little zigzags are stuck to the back of me now, okay? And these bounce up a little bit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add me to my favorite room. And one of the things that I like about this is that now I pop up. So I'm a little bit more forward than all the other things in my room. Now prep, this is a really tricky artwork, I know. So take your time. Like I said, you don't have to cut things out and collage like I did. You can just draw them straight on like I did with these artworks. So these pieces I just drew straight on. You don't need to do all that cutting out if you don't want to. It was just what I felt like doing today. So now we can see that that is me in my favorite room. And I bubble out like that. So you can see I come off the page a little bit, and it makes it look like my little person is standing in my room, and it wobbles a little bit. Have a go. I know that this is a tricky artwork. Like I said, just draw or paint your background, your room if you need to, and just try your best, okay? I can't wait to see what you create. Good luck. Have fun. Bye.